Breaking news overnight. Multiple sources tell News 3 Now Madison School Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham plans to resign.
And Madison's public market may still be a couple years from becoming reality, but you can still get a sneak peek at some of the vendors that will be there later tonight.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on a Wednesday morning. It is May 8th. And you ladies are looking mighty fine this morning.
Well, Josh, you're not looking so bad yourself.
I feel like we're taking this whole coordination to the next level this morning. It's like I've got both colors in my tie.
We try.
We're now getting requests from viewers on what color we should wear.
Yeah, yesterday Kevin reached out to me on Facebook and he's like, I'm feeling the blue for tomorrow. So we did the blue, but then we wanted to take it another level, so we had Leah doing green. So.
This is depth, folks.
I feel that we're going to need a stylist and a bigger budget.
Yeah,
if we keep this up.
Maybe our boss is watching this morning. Colin.
We will try. We will try. We aim to please, right?
We do. Not necessarily with the forecast today, though.
Yeah, we're just trying to take focus off of the weather today. We've had a pretty nice sunrise so far here at the station, but now clouds are taking over. It is going to be a cloudy, windy, and chilly day. In the words of my favorite program, Sesame Street, today's forecast brought to you by the letters W, E, and T. How about that? Here's a look at the radar map. The rain is already spreading into the area. We've had a few sprinkles here in Madison, but the steady rain is just a little bit off to the south and west. Our probability of precipitation is pretty darn high through the day today. So what this map means is that you should just grab the umbrella and keep it close by because on and off showers and thunderstorms are expected. Temperatures will slowly climb through the 40s with a very strong easterly wind, so not a very pleasant day today. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. We don't have any major issues yet on the roads. It is starting to get a little busier on Stoughton Road as you approach the belt line. Otherwise, Verona Road looking pretty good right now. No accidents to report, so you're still going at posted speeds as you head into Madison.
It was kind of nice not to have the windshield wipers going because I felt like for how many days last week in a row, it was like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, no, hope they work today because you'll definitely need them.
All right. Hattie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Breaking overnight into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. Multiple sources tell News 3 Now that Madison School Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham will announce her resignation today.
We don't know yet why she's stepping down, but we've learned it's her decision to resign. Cheatham has led the Madison Metropolitan School District since 2013, marking her 6th year anniversary last month. We're expecting to learn more about her decision to step down at a news conference later today. Now, this announcement comes near the end of a very tumultuous year for the school district.
Yeah, Christina Laurie joins us this morning with a closer look at some of the issues the district faced and what a new administrator will have to address. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, guys. In an interview with our Neil Heinen less than 2 weeks ago, Cheatham was talking about her school district's future, saying she was looking forward to working with the new all-female school board, which she described as a new group of powerful women. She said the group would be working on implementing a new set of core values that are all about voice, racial equity, and social justice. Now, earlier this year, Cheatham had admitted it's been a trying school year. There have been several high-profile incidents involving student safety and teacher resignations. Most recently, there were several sexual assault cases and an altercation between a staff member and student at Whitehorse Middle School. Based on what they've learned from the past response efforts, Cheatham said her district was always trying to come out in front.
And that led to us really increasing our speed. Doesn't mean we always get it out there before someone else does, right. But we have been trying to communicate better than ever. And I think in large part, that's why the larger community is hearing more about some of the incidences here.
Cheatham said the district made a bigger push this year to alert parents of serious incidents on campus, getting information out as quickly as they could. Like you mentioned, Josh and Leah, we're expecting a news conference later today where we'll find out what led to Cheatham's resignation and what the next steps for the district are. As the school year winds down, there's only a couple of weeks left.
Yeah, lots of parents with lots of questions, I imagine, this morning. Christina Laurie reporting live for us. Thank you, Christina.
You're welcome.
All right, 6:04 right now. One student is dead and several others are still in a Colorado hospital this morning after two of their classmates opened fire at a high school just south of Denver yesterday afternoon. An 18-year-old man and a younger teenager opened fire on two classrooms at STEM High School in Highlands Ranch. 18-year-old Kendra Castillo has been identified as the victim who died. 8 other students are still recovering. Authorities were able to arrest both shooters. One of them will be in court later today. We're learning STEM High School will be closed for the rest of this week. The 20th anniversary of the Columbine shooting passed just weeks ago. That shooting took place at a high school only 7 miles from yesterday's shooting.
Back home, there is an active shooter training happening here in Madison next week. Next Thursday, the city is hosting that free class, which will include a statistical breakdown of active shooter events, historical case studies, and a conversation about potential scenarios with the Madison Police Department. That runs from 6 until 8 at the city's Police Training Center over on Femright Drive. More of these types of trainings will be scheduled for August and November of this year.
A Platteville hospital is warning people about a new scam being sent directly to people's cell phones. Southwest Health says the scammer sends a text saying that a relative is in the hospital. Officials with the hospital say Southwest Health will not message you about an ill family member. The hospital suggests that if you receive one of these texts, you should delete it. Do not click the link or reply to that text.
If your family's doctors are in the Marshfield or the Gunderson Health Systems, the two could soon be merging. The organizations announced this week they'll spend the coming months working out the details to create a health system with more than 2,000 clinicians and more than 18,000 employees. They say that will enhance the level of care across Wisconsin, Northeast Iowa, and southeastern Minnesota.
6 minutes past 6 right now, and as we get ready to head into the summer months, we'll get an update today on the health of Madison's lakes. The Clean Lakes Alliance will release its annual State of the Lakes report later this morning. That report is expected to include information on efforts to reduce the phosphorus in area lakes that led to so many problems with blue-green algae last summer. They'll also look at the effects of last year's historic flooding. Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway will join Dane County Executive Joe Parisi on a panel that also includes the current DNR Secretary and the Executive Director of the Clean Lakes Alliance to share their vision for the future of the lakes.
We are still 2 years out from an exciting development on Madison's Near East Side, but tonight you can step foot in the building that will soon house the city's public market. When it's complete, there will be upwards of 45 permanent vendors at that market. But before that can happen, there's still a lot of work to be done. Right now, the city stores dozens of vehicles inside the Fleet Services building there. Those will have to be replaced by vendors and local businesses. You can come out to the public market open house that's running tonight from 5 until 8 at the market's future location over on North 1st Street.
That's so exciting. I can't wait for that.
It is a permanent public market. Really neat.
All right, so we have an alert day in the forecast. Hattie has details on a windy, rainy day coming up.
And there is another chance for you to own a piece of Rock County history in honor of the old GM plant in Janesville. We're going to tell you about this man who's working to create more timeless mementos. Keep watching News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. Don't need the umbrella just yet, but it is close by today. A lot of rain in the forecast that has prompted an alert day for southern Wisconsin. We're talking about the potential for up to 2 inches of rain today into tomorrow morning. Also very windy and chilly conditions today. Temperatures will be well below May normals. Here's a look at Doppler track this morning. Been watching that rain lift northward through the day today, and it will continue to move through our area. This is not the only rain that we're talking about. You can see widespread moisture moving across Iowa this morning, all heading in this direction. So it is going to be a very wet day across the Badger State today. Here's a look at potential precipitation. Highest amounts are likely to be through central and northern Wisconsin. However, here in southern Wisconsin, we're still likely to see more than an inch in many locations. So again, very wet through the day. Here's a look at our current temperatures. Lots of 40s on the map this morning. 48 in La Crosse, 43 in Dubuque, 45 in Chicago early today. Here in Madison, we're at 42 degrees. Janesville's at 46, and it's 40 in the Dells. Now, as clouds continue to work their way to the north and east, some of those 30s as you head up towards Green Bay will start to warm as well. Our winds are going to be from the east, and they'll be rather strong. Not necessarily right now, but watch what happens as we put this map into motion. Those wind speeds increase to around 20 miles an hour through the afternoon into the evening. There even could be some gusts up to around 30 miles an hour. Again, it'll be an east wind through the day today. That wind is going to keep things on the chilly side and add some rain to that. Certainly isn't going to feel like May today. Rain is expected through the morning right into the afternoon hours. Now, there may be a couple of hours break this afternoon, but the rain will return this evening into tonight. Temperatures will slowly warm through the 40s today, hitting our official high real late in the day, probably just before midnight, right around 50 degrees. Temperatures will then likely hold steady right around 50 overnight. Still need that umbrella tomorrow morning with scattered showers expected, but that rain diminishes for the afternoon. Here's a look at your extended forecast. After a couple wet days, we dry out for Friday and the upcoming weekend. Looking pretty nice around here as we get back into the 60s. There is a chance for some showers Saturday night into Sunday morning. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning with Jason Stone. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. No major incidents to report at this time as drivers are making their way to the Beltline and moving at the posted speed limit. Expect minor congestion on Verona Road at Highway PD in all directions to continue throughout the morning. All other routes into Madison and around Dane County are clear for your commute, and traffic downtown is light around the Capitol Square. With your first alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Thank you so much, Jason, and thank you, Hattie. 6:13 your time now. A Rock County man is using his skills to make something meaningful out of the rubble left behind by the General Motors plant.
You'll remember folks were able to pick up bricks from the Janesville plant over the weekend. Now Chris Wells is using wood from the old plant to make clocks. For years, Chris and his late father built clocks together using everything from wooden pews at old churches to the old bleachers at Camp Randall. Wells says he plans on building close to 3,000 of the clocks and says he'll have the first 100 ready by the beginning of next month.
You know, I like to think that I'm pretty handy, but clock making takes this to a whole new level.
That is something else. Just look at that. Like that personal touch, though. You can't get anything better than that.
What a sentimental gift to sort of commemorate the history of your hometown, too.
Yeah, just kind of like having that thing forever. Like, I feel like that's something to be proud of.
Great gift idea.
All right, a Madison parent is organizing a very special way to show teachers at East High School they're appreciated.
This is our favorite story of the morning. The parent of a freshman started the Buy Your Teacher a Burrito fundraiser on GoFundMe. Great idea. The idea is to buy 180 burritos as part of Teacher Appreciation Week with a fundraising goal of $1,500. Well, the same day it was posted, it raised more than $2,000. The organizer wrote leftover funds will go to the East High principal for extra food and treats to go to the rest of the staff this week.
That's amazing.
In case you're looking to tell me that I'm appreciated, Josh, chips and guac. It's a good way to start.
I know, we were talking about it yesterday. You love the taco bar, and I know I love a burrito too. So.
Burrito bowl, I could get behind that as well.
That sounds amazing, even at 6:15 in the morning. All right, it is Travel and Tourism Week, and to celebrate, Governor Evers and Tourism Secretary-designee Sarah Meany got their ice cream and chocolate milk fix at Sassy Cow Creamery.
Yes.
They visited yesterday following the company's recent announcement that they're tripling the size of the retail business there. Sassy Cow's co-owner says communities around the creamery are growing, so they need to keep growing too.
We really want to be the community dairy. We want to be the farm. The people, when they think of milk, they think of Sassy Cow. And so we keep doing a better job and working harder at and making that happen.
In the spirit of Tourism Week, the state's Department of Tourism says visitors spent more than $21 billion in Wisconsin in 2018, a significant bump up from the previous year.
Boy, tough day on the job for the governor, having to go taste ice cream.
I was going to say, I feel like that's like the best job in the world.
I know.
Other than this one, of course.
Yeah. I mean, we could use some ice cream this time of morning.
Burritos and ice cream.
Bring it on in. Bring it on in. All right, 6:16 your time now. Bucks fans could see something that hasn't happened in almost 20 years later tonight. The team has a chance to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals with a 4th straight win over the Boston Celtics. We'll preview tonight's game at the Fiserv Forum. That's coming up.
And today is an alert day for the Madison area as we have another chance of rain, a lot of wind, unseasonably cold weather.
The Polar Bears!
The Polar Bears! Look at that.
They like this kind of weather, cold and rain.
Do they like the rain?
We're going to find out.
Stay with us. We're back after this, everyone.
Nothing makes your day quite like waking up to the polar bear cam.
Look at this.
They're having fun this morning.
Wide awake.
Up and at 'em early today. Probably trying to get outside before that heavy rain comes.
Get a little swim in.
Yeah, it's not going to be very pleasant to be outside later on today, whether you're a polar bear or not. Although they may like the temperatures a little more than the rest of us. It's going to be a little chilly.
Yes.
Thanks to James for trying to follow him around. They're pretty active this morning.
Tracking the polar bears.
Oh, cuties, look at them.
Well, if you're trying to get your kids out of bed this morning in time for school.
Here's how.
Yeah, it is going to be a little chilly. Remind them that they have to dress in a few extra layers today. Here's a look at our radar map. The rain continues to spread into southern Wisconsin from the southwest this morning. It should reach the Madison area by about 7 o'clock this morning. So again, wet on your way to work and school this morning. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, 42 here in Madison, 46 in Janesville, 45 in Mineral Point. We're not going to see these numbers move too quickly today. We'll slowly climb through the 40s, but that means a chilly day at school. Probably is going to be inside recess today, teachers, so just plan ahead. 44 at lunchtime, 46 with a few rumbles of thunder possible as the school day comes to an end.
All right, Hattie, thank you so much. It is 6:21 right now. So the last time the Bucks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, George W. Bush was in his first 6 months as president. Harry Potter was also the movie franchise was just getting started, and gas was $1.46 per gallon. Giannis and the rest of the crew are 1 win away from their first trip to the conference final since 2001. They could get that win tonight at the Pfizer Forum in Game 5 against the Boston Celtics. Their chances might be pretty good. Nobody had a better home record in the NBA this year than the Bucks, and now they're 3 games in a row in the double-digit margins after losing the first game of the series. Malcolm Brogdon will not be on the court this evening as he's listed as out on the NBA injury report. Tip-off is set for 7 tonight on TNT.
The Brewers are hoping to sweep the Nationals later today. After another win last night, the Brewers have now won 5 consecutive games. They won 6-0 at home yesterday, neither team scoring until the 7th inning. Lorenzo Cain was up with bases loaded. He gets everybody home and makes it to third. Brewers on the board with 3, then just 2 batters later, Mike Moustakas, here he comes, goes to right center, bringing Cain home. 4-0 Brewers. The home team is going to score twice more in the 7th inning, and that's going to be all for the night. Brewers win 6-0. First pitch for tonight's game is at 12:10. Yeah, I know. Just add reading sports highlights to my long list of skills on the resume there.
I love how they've been putting it off on you now every day, and I'm just sitting here like...
I know. But hey, I got it down. I get it. Jay Wilson.
That was great.
Give
the
me a
timing
job.
and everything there. All right, 6:22, almost 6:23 right now. So the big news of the morning, lots of parents are talking about. Madison School Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham is expected to resign. We'll have those details coming up in our next half hour.
And a former school bus driver in Columbia County is being charged with sexually assaulting multiple children. The district he worked for said they never knew about it. That and more local news still to come on News 3 Now this morning. Developing overnight, after 6 years of leading Madison schools, Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham is expected to step down.
And people driving through a bumpy stretch of road on Madison's west side will have to wait another year to see repairs. We'll tell you why that project is being held up.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Wednesday, May 8th. Hopefully you got outside yesterday and enjoyed some of that sunshine because, yeah, it's not going to be like that today.
Yeah, another day with rain in the forecast. Hang in there, though, Hattie, because there is sunshine coming, right?
Yeah, just in time for the weekend. But we have to get through a pretty wet day today and even most of Thursday as well. So let's take a look at all the details. Here's the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Platteville. Some raindrops on the camera lens this morning, so it's already wet in Platteville. A look at the radar map will show you that, yes, rain is spreading into the area from the south and west, getting pretty close to Madison right now. I would expect that rain to move into Madison by about 7 o'clock this morning, so just another 30 minutes. The rain will then continue on and off through the day. As far as severe weather is concerned, our risk is pretty minimal. There is a marginal risk for severe weather in the far southern part of the state today. Temperatures are in the 40s, 46 in Janesville, 44 in Platteville, 42 here in Madison. It's going to be a cold rain today with windy conditions, that east wind around 20 miles an hour. Grab the umbrella as you head out the door. Expect the rain to continue through the day with temperatures slowly climbing through the 40s. Let's get an update on your traffic maps now this morning. We'll see if anything has changed. Looks like a few more brake lights showing up on the belt line at Stoughton Road, starting to get a little congested there. We also have some slowdowns inbound on Verona Road as you approach the belt line. Your drive times into Madison, again, on northbound Verona Road, you're going a little bit slower than normal right now. Expect those delays to increase over the next hour or so.
All right, Hattie, yeah, not looking forward to that, but you're rocking the rain boots, and I think that's what we all need to do today.
Yep, got to have that rain gear today.
Thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Breaking overnight into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. Multiple sources tell News 3 Now that Madison School Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham will announce her resignation today.
We don't know yet why she's stepping down, but we've learned it's her decision to resign. Cheatham has led the Madison Metropolitan School District since 2013, marking her 6th year anniversary last month. We're expecting to learn more about her decision to step down at a news conference later today. Now, this announcement comes towards the end of a very tumultuous year for the school district.
Christina Laurie is joining us this morning with a closer look at some of the issues Cheatham had to face. Christina?
Leah and Josh, throughout her 6 years, Jennifer Cheatham has always looked towards the future. And in an interview with our Neil Heinen less than 2 weeks ago, she was again doing just that, saying she was optimistic about the new all-female school board, as well as looking forward to implementing the district's more progressive behavior plan.
It's really, I'm excited about it. I think it's really important work, and it's focused on making sure that schools are not only safe places, but places where students thrive, right, where they can be themselves.
Specifically about the multiple sexual assault incidents that happened during the current school year. Police have reported 2 alleged sexual assaults at La Follette High School this year. One in January, another in February. Another case of sexual assault was reported at East High last month. Now, Cheatham said the latest incident at La Follette led to the district increasing the speed at which they respond to sexual assault cases. She said the reason our community is hearing more about these incidents is because the district is immediately writing a letter to all of the parents at a school to let them know what happened, and then it gets picked up by the media. Now, as Josh and Leah mentioned earlier, we're expecting a news conference later today to learn more about what led to Cheatham's resignation and what the next steps for the district are. As the school year winds down, we know just a couple weeks left for students.
A story we will continue to follow this morning. Christina Laurie reporting for us. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
All right, 6:31 right now, and more local news this morning. A former bus driver for the Partyville School District is facing sexual assault charges. Prosecutors say 74-year-old Gary Dean Edwards inappropriately touched young girls while working as a bus driver. According to a criminal complaint, 3 girls came forward. They said Edwards would touch them in their private areas. Edwards told detectives his hands may have slipped. The school district says the bus company they contract with is in charge of hiring or firing its employees. Edwards told detectives he retired in December. The school superintendent said he had no idea any of this was going on until he read about it in a newspaper Monday.
We've never been informed. We knew that they came and did some questioning, but we had no idea there was an investigation going on. We had no idea there was an arrest made. I mean, what would I tell parents? I have nothing I had nothing to tell them until I read the paper this morning.
No one from the Columbia County Sheriff's Office has been able to comment on this yet. Edwards is due back in court on June 25th. If convicted, he faces up to 120 years in prison.
Back in Madison, if you ever take Raymond Road to get to Verona Road, you're going to have to wait until 2020 to see the eastbound lanes there repaired from this winter. Westbound lanes have already been fixed. Here's why. Those lanes are managed by the city of Madison, while eastbound lanes are managed by both Madison and Fitchburg. William Balke, the senior transportation engineer for Fitchburg, says his city ran out of money after spending it all on other potholes in their community. Because of that pretty extensive damage, though, the city has moved projects around to start resurfacing next year.
We had planned on doing the road in 2021, actually 2022, but because of the conditions of the road this winter, it just accelerated everything, and we're looking to move that up.
Balke says in the meantime, if the weather stays nice and they have enough money, workers will be able to use a hot mix to temporarily fix the potholes, which usually works better than the cold mix crews have to use during the early spring.
It is National Drinking Water Week, and later this morning, some of the state's top leaders are talking about how to make sure Wisconsin's water is safe for your family. The Speaker's Task Force on Water Quality is meeting today in Lancaster. That area is at the center of the recent report that found contaminated well water in the southwest corner of the state. Conservationists and biologists are going to be on hand to talk, along with farmers, pork producers, and others. That starts at 10:30 at the Ag Building Auditorium in town.
We are still 2 years out from an exciting development on Madison's east side, but tonight you can step foot in the building that will soon house the city's public market. When it's complete, there will be upwards of 45 permanent vendors at the market. But before that can happen, a lot of work still has to be done. Right now, the city stores dozens of vehicles inside the Fleet Services building. Those will be replaced by vendors and local businesses. You can come out to the public market open house that's happening tonight from 5 until 8 at the market's future location over on North 1st Street.
State Street is going to be looking a little brighter later today. We've reported on the Downtown Doors project before, and today is the official unveiling of the urban art. Its purpose is to reimagine hidden and secondary doors in the State Street area while showcasing art by local talent. You'll be able to see work of 24 artists from the Madison area with events scheduled from 11 to 1 today. Now, this was all made possible through a partnership with downtown property owners, the City of Madison, and the Central Business Improvement District.
All right, 6:34 your time now. A bunch of Badgers will be donning caps and gowns this weekend as part of spring commencement over at Camp Randall.
That includes one medical student who finally found a place to call home in Madison after growing up as a refugee. It's one of our favorite stories of the morning, and it's coming right up on News 3 Now this morning.
All right, we are celebrating nature and my hometown with this picture posted by Tom on Facebook. First of all, Tom, have to give you a shout out. It's amazing that you caught this cardinal in mid-flight. What a neat photo.
That's incredible. Like, how do you even get a shot like that?
Second of all, the reason I'm so personally excited about this is because I'm from Highland. And if you're from Highland, you know our mascot is the cardinal.
Yes, I just learned that this morning.
I know, pretty neat. We're fierce competitors, the Highland Cardinals.
I mean, that looks like a fierce bird right there on TV.
We're animals, let me tell you.
All right, great shot, Tom. Thank you so much for sharing. If you'd like to share your morning, all you have to do is use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you send it on our social media pages, Channel 3000, and we'll share our favorites right here on News 3 Now this morning.
Speaking of all my alma maters, on Saturday, Badgers will be jumping around over in Camp Randall, trading in their game day bibs for caps and gowns.
And for one medical student who spent years of his life trying to find his place in the world, earning his diploma feels a little bit like finding a piece of home. Manu Habibi was born in Afghanistan, but after moving with his parents to Uzbekistan at age 2, the Taliban invaded his home country. At 20 years old, he and his family came to the U.S. as refugees. After volunteering with refugee groups, he realized he wanted to become a doctor, but for him, there were obstacles, a major one being the language barrier. It took him 5 years to get his bachelor's degree, and he applied to medical school 2 times before being accepted at UW.
I'm hoping that a lot of people will see my story as an inspiration, that it wasn't easy, it was a rough road, but at the end, I was able to achieve it.
Manu will be staying in Madison, where he will do an anesthesiology residency at UW Health. He says his passion for helping elderly patients comes from his reminder of his parents and their sacrifices to get him where he is today.
That is incredible. I mean, just his drive to succeed, and I think that's one of those things that, like, I think a lot of people could take a lesson in him, right?
I was just going to say that. There's a lesson to be learned from Manu here. I think we all have these obstacles in our life that we think are maybe too hard or too big to overcome. He, right there, that's an example of overcoming perhaps the greatest obstacle.
Well, and I think you said it right, too. It doesn't matter what kind of an obstacle. We always go through tough things every day, right? Some more than others, but like the fact that if you keep that drive going forward, you stay positive, and you just keep uplifting yourself. I mean, just look at the things that you can do, like him.
Congrats to Manu, and thank you for the inspiration. We appreciate it on this rainy Wednesday.
Yes, a great story there to start us off this morning. All right, 6:40 is your time. Another rainy forecast from the First Alert Weather Center. Unfortunately, this time it's prompting an alert day because we've got a lot of it coming our way. Addie's in next to tell us just how much rain we can expect and when we can finally expect to see that sun to start shining again.
It is coming, folks. But first, it's a rainy May 8th. We want to say happy birthday to Ashley, Maya, and all the kids turning 3 today. Enjoy your cake inside, and thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning. All right, if you need something to smile about on this rainy Wednesday, take a peek at our polar cam.
Can we just watch this the rest of the day?
It is heartwarming to see
It
these little
is.
folks enjoying what the rest of us think is sort of a miserable forecast.
They're loving it. They're eating it up.
Oh, indeed they are.
That's amazing. All right, 6:44 right now. From no rain McLean yesterday to make it rain McLean today. Hattie, what's going on?
Yeah, probably the forecast that no one really wants to hear about today, but it's on the way. Rain is already spreading into southern Wisconsin. We have an alert day in the forecast. Up to 2 inches of rain is possible today. It's also going to be quite windy and chilly for this time of the year. Certainly isn't going to feel like May. Now take a look at our rain chances. Pretty much just expect to get wet today. Rain chances are very high through the day today. As we put this graph into motion, you see it turns a little bit more scattered heading into tonight, but the rain chances are still with us through at least the morning on Thursday, not falling back to dry conditions until later Thursday afternoon. So kind of a long duration rain event. It is going to add up across southern Wisconsin as well. Now, I think the highest amounts of rain will be from northeastern Iowa into central Wisconsin, where around 2 inches is expected. But still, for southern Wisconsin, we're looking at a general 1 to 2 inch rain total as well for this event. Here's a look at radar this morning, and that rain is getting pretty close to the Madison area. Should arrive in Madison by about 7 o'clock. Rain likely right now south and west of town. Some heavier pockets of rain just moving through the Platteville area. Let's take a wider view so you can see how much moisture this storm has to work with. And again, there's a lot of rain showing up on the radar map. Also some thunderstorm activity parts of Missouri down into Oklahoma this morning. We're going to be on the northern side of this storm system, so relatively cool. East winds are going to make it feel a little raw through the day today. As far as severe weather chances, there's a marginal risk for severe weather for the southern part of the state, just the southern tier of counties. Slight risk, though, for severe weather for much of western Illinois, all the way down through Missouri and into parts of Texas today. So there could be some strong to severe thunderstorms to our south. Here in southern Wisconsin, we're dealing with mainly just rain. Here's a look at our current temperatures. 62 in St. Louis this morning, not bad. Springfield almost 70 degrees. Contrast that with 48 in Des Moines. There is a big temperature contrast across the upper Midwest. And as I mentioned, staying on the cool side today. 42 in Madison right now, 47 in Boscobel. Prairie du Chien and Platteville are at 44 degrees. East winds today, this morning, they're already 10 to 15 miles an hour. As we head into the afternoon, those east winds continue, but they'll increase to around 20 to 25 miles an hour. So it is going to be very windy right through the afternoon and evening. Add to that the rain, and it's not going to feel very nice. We're looking at temperatures slowly climbing through the 40s as that rain spreads across southern Wisconsin this morning. It will be a wet commute to work and school, and likely a wet commute home as we go through the afternoon into the evening. Temperatures will hit their highs today, probably just before midnight tonight, right around 50 degrees. And then look at these numbers overnight with the rain in the area and the clouds. Temperatures hold steady right around 50. For tomorrow, we're looking at scattered showers through the morning. They will diminish, though, for the afternoon. Our extended forecast, after a couple of wet days, calls for more dry weather and, more importantly, more sunshine in the forecast. We do get back into the 60s this weekend. Mother's Day on Sunday. I think the best chance for rain will probably be in the morning, overnight Saturday into early Sunday. So actually looking pretty nice for the weekend. We continue to warm as we go through next week as well.
Oh,
Abby and her friend Blue in Madison. That's kind of a good picture for today.
yes, it is.
That's kind of a good name for today. I'm kind of blue about the forecast too there, honey.
A little bit. Well, she'll have muddy paws if she goes outside today. 46 with rain at 3.
Hang in there, Blue. There is some sun on the way.
I was gonna say, I guess we just need to nap up and rest up for all that sunshine that's in that
Yeah.
extended day forecast.
That's a plan.
Sleep on in. All right, thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Stay with us, everyone. The morning sprint is up next, right here on News 3 Now this morning. 6:51 right now, time for the morning sprint. It is an alert day. Hattie says we could see up to 2 inches of rain today.
But we start with breaking news overnight concerning the head of Madison schools. Christina Laurie is following that development this morning. Christina?
Good morning. Multiple sources tell News 3 Now that Madison School Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham will announce her resignation today. It's a story we've been following all morning long. We don't know yet why she's stepping down, but we've learned it is her decision to resign. Cheatham has led the Madison Metropolitan School District since 2013, marking her 6-year anniversary last month. We're expecting to learn more about her decision to step down at a news conference later today. In the meantime, head over to channel3000.com to hear what Cheatham told our Neil Heinen about her district's future just 2 weeks ago.
In Colorado, one student is dead and several others are still in the hospital this morning after a school shooting in suburban Denver. It happened late yesterday afternoon in Highlands Ranch, just south of Denver. An 18-year-old and a younger teenager have been identified as the shooters. Both were arrested. The school is just 7 miles from Columbine High School, which observed the 20th anniversary of that infamous shooting just a couple of weeks ago.
People across the country are waking up to severe damage as strong storms tore through the plains and the Midwest overnight. Tornadoes touched down in Oklahoma, and parts of Texas and Missouri are underwater while they brace for more flooding after heavy rains. As much as 10 inches of rain have fallen in Houston, with more severe weather in the forecast yet again today.
And we're on the northern side of that storm system. Rain just pushing into southern Wisconsin as we speak, headed towards Madison. It will continue to lift northward through the morning. Plan on a wet commute to work and likely a wet commute home. Rain showers and some thunderstorms are expected through the day today. Temperatures won't go far. We will slowly climb through the 40s with a strong easterly wind.
Hattie, thank you. Iranian leaders say they will partially withdraw from a landmark nuclear deal that was signed back in 2015 with 6 other nations. President Hassan Rouhani says his country will stop exporting its enriched uranium and heavy water, setting a 60-day deadline for new terms for its nuclear deal. The announcement came on the anniversary of President Trump's decision to withdraw the U.S. from the deal. Rouhani says he does hope to renegotiate terms with the countries still in the deal, but he's not very optimistic.
Attorney General William Barr may be found in contempt of Congress. The House Judiciary Committee is expected to vote on that decision today over the AG's handling of the Mueller report. If passed by the committee, a vote will go to the full House of Representatives, where Democrats hold the majority. Barr would not be the first attorney general to be censured with a contempt vote. Republicans did the same with Eric Holder, who served as AG under President Obama.
A former bus driver in the Partyville School District is being charged with multiple counts of sexual assault of a child. Prosecutors say 74-year-old Gary Dean Edwards inappropriately touched young girls while working as a bus driver. Edwards told detectives his hands may have slipped. The school district says the bus company they contract with is in charge of hiring or firing its employees. The school superintendent said he had no idea any of this was going on until it was reported in the local newspaper Monday.
You might have a tough time catching a ride during surge times today as Lyft and Uber drivers prepare to strike this morning. People who work for the 2 ride-sharing companies say they will turn off their apps for upwards of 24 hours. Drivers say they want livable wages, regulated fares, and job security. They're accusing the founders of Lyft and Uber of getting rich while they're denied full employee benefits.
New research this morning shows about a third of nearly 700 pregnancy-related deaths in the U.S. each year happen up to a year after the woman gives birth. The CDC says nearly a third occur during pregnancy and more than a third the week after delivery. Heart disease and stroke are a leading cause of the pregnancy-related deaths. The CDC says 3 in 5 of the deaths could have been prevented.
Giannis and getting your kids to choose healthy food options may be as simple as giving them a reason. Researchers at Washington State University found children who were repeatedly told phrases like whole grains help you run fast and jump high, and fruit and vegetables keep you from getting sick, were more likely to eat the healthy food than children who weren't given those messages.
We're still 2 years out from a very exciting development on Madison's Near East Side, but tonight you get to step foot in the building that will soon house Madison's public market. Once it's complete, there will be between 35 and 45 permanent vendors at that market. You can come out to the public market open house tonight from 5 until 8 at the market's future location at 200 North 1st Street.
All right, here we go. Giannis and the rest of the Bucks are 1 win away from their first trip to the conference finals since 2001. They could get that win tonight at the Fiserv Forum in Game 5 against the Boston Celtics. Malcolm Brogdon will not be on the court this evening. He's listed as out on the NBA injury report. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. on TNT.
All right, 6:56 right now. Let's turn it over to Jason Stone with a look at your First Alert traffic. Hey, Jason.
Hello. No issues on the Beltline this morning. Vehicles lining up on the interchanges, but traffic is still flowing at the posted speed limit. Delays on John Nolan at the Rimrock intersection and approaching North Shore Drive in both directions. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Jason Stone.
Jason, thank you so much.
And it's a wet start now here in Madison. Seeing some raindrops on the camera lens at the station. Here's our WISC sky cam looking to the east. It is wet here. Expect the rain to continue through the day today. Our temperatures are in the 40s this morning. That rain is spreading through the entire area as we speak. Temperatures will not go too far today. We're looking at very windy, wet, and chilly conditions today. We'll climb into the upper 40s later on this afternoon, probably top right around 50 right before midnight tonight, and then hold steady there overnight.
Ooh, that's about 10 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday, right?
Yeah, yesterday 58 was the high. So
Oh, hard to see no sun on that day planner either.
I know. Not today, but by the end of the week, we'll have some more sun.
Just in time for Mother's Day, and a week after that looking pretty good too.
Yeah, we'll at least be in the 60s with more sunshine. So good
We'll
stuff
take
coming
that.
our way.
All right, thank you so much, Hattie, and thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Stay with us for News 3 Now this morning, coming up tomorrow morning. Have a good one.